welcome to the Northern Counties East League podcast. I'm Richard Watts. I'm now joined by League General Manager Matt Jones.
Hello and welcome to the official podcast of the Northern Counties East Football League. Congratulations to Horbury Town, whose 4-1 victory at Maltby Main on Saturday afternoon means that they are Northern Counties East League Division 1 champions, whilst Beverley Town and Hallam both won to book their places in next weekend's Premier Division playoff final. Horbury went into the last round of matches 1 point ahead of Wombwell Town, knowing that a win would secure them the trophy no matter what happened elsewhere. Any nerves were quickly extinguished as they raced into a 3-0 lead after 17 minutes, with Joe Jagger, Abdul Rahman Asamoah and Luke Playford scoring the goals that seemingly put the destination of the trophy beyond doubt. It could have been different, as Horbury were reduced to 10 men after just 19 minutes, with the sending off of James Travis, and Maltby were awarded a penalty, but the keeper saved Ashley Flynn's effort. A spectacular own goal by Bradley Morton then gave Horbury their fourth. I have to say, it was a fantastic header, one of the best headers I've seen for a long time, but unfortunately for the Gent, it was at the wrong end. And then just on the stroke of half-time, Ashley Flynn pulled one back for the hosts. So 4-1 at the break. Remarkably, there were no further goals in the second half, but it was job done for Horbury, who were presented with their trophy at the full-time whistle. Wombwell were also 4-1 winners. Jack Dando and Edward Agnew with 2 goals each at home to Athersley Recreation, as they did everything they could to have a chance of being champions. But Horbury's win means they will finish second and will host Ilkley Town in the semi-finals of the Division 1 playoffs this Saturday. Wakefield will be at home to Durnan District in the other semi-final, as they finished third with a 2-1 home win over Brigg Town. Anthony Dwyer and Curtis Morrison with their goals after Ben Vasquez had given the visitors an early lead. Durn, meanwhile, won 5-2 in their home clash with South Leeds. Jamie Austin's hat-trick added to by 1 each for Curtis Wilkinson and Jake Phillis, whilst William Law and Wilfred Frimpong netted for the away side. Worsbridge Bridge Athletic end the season in 6th spot, finishing 6 points outside the playoffs after they moved above Brigg Town with a 2-2 home draw against Armthorpe. Finley Durkin and Jake Squires with first half strikes for the Briggers, before the visitors snatched a point with goals in the last 10 minutes through Jacob Robinson and Alfie Charlotte. There's one game outstanding in Division 1 if everybody's looking at the league table. Shelley's abandoned home clash with Nostell Miners Welfare in March is still going through the County FA's disciplinary process, so a league decision on the fate of that game can't be made until the FA action is completed. Meanwhile, there were bumper crowds at the 2 semi-finals in the Premier Division promotion playoffs, where there were narrow 1-0 wins for Beverley Town at Golka United and for Hallam at home to Thackley. 1,127 were in attendance at Golka to see Luka Salubaric send Beverley through with a vital strike in the 68th minute. And the countrymen also struck at around the same time, skipper Danny South securing passage with his goal in front of 1,358 spectators. The 2 winners will now meet at Sandygate on Saturday to see who can claim promotion to Step 4 of the FA's National League system in another game that's expected to be played in front of a massive attendance. Speaking of crowds, there were really amazing crowds again last weekend. The 2 Premier Division playoff matches and the 11 Division 1 games attracted a total of 4,463 spectators. That's an average of 343 per match. Thank you to everyone, as always, for your fantastic support. As we've already mentioned, there were just the 3 playoff matches to look forward to this weekend. That's Hallam versus Beverley Town in the Premier Division final, with the Division 1 semi-finals seeing Wombwell Town welcoming Ilkley Town and Wakefield AFC playing Durnan District.
Right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the podcast, NCEL podcast. Aaron is working tonight, so it's myself, Bob, and I've got Jordan with me, Si, and Adam. Good evening.
Evening. Hello.
And also, good evening, as I always say, to our listener, who we do it all for. So, right, it was a big Saturday last week. We had the Premier League playoffs, and we had the Division 1 final games of Division 1. where the title was up for grabs. Horbury, going into this match before the Saturday kick-off, were at top of the league by, I think it was a point. And so we'll start with that one straight away. Horbury had on paper, it was a tough ask to go to Maltby with the have Ashley Flynn. But we'll go over to Jordan, who can tell us how it all panned out. Over to you, Jordan. Is Jordan there?
His sound's gone.
His sound's gone. Oh,
Look at this.
well, we'll tell you what then. Before we come back, we'll go on to we'll do a switch. We'll go on to the playoffs, Premier League playoffs, and we'll come back to Division 1. He might come back shortly. So on the playoffs, it was Golcar at home to Beverley. And we had a debate last week. We couldn't make our minds up. Well, it was going to always be a close game. Now, did anybody plump for Beverley? Did you plump for Beverley?
I think I did, yeah. Yeah, I can't remember if it was against the run of play or not. I can't remember who went for Golcar, who didn't, but I think I went for Beverley on that one.
I went for Golcar.
Yeah, I went for Golcar. Yeah. And Beverley, I won't say it was upset because of the two well-matched teams, and they scored the winning goal through Luka Sulaburic in the 68th minute with a crowd. Subrick. Thank you, Richard. By the way, for everybody, for our listener, Richard has joined us at the moment while we've kept Jordan back. And the crowd was 1,127. Well, that's a great crowd, isn't it? For that one? Yeah, it's a great crowd. But there was even a better crowd at Hallam, at home to Thackley, 1,358. Tremendous. To be honest, to have two matches in the playoff, both four-figure crowds, that is really good. Really good.
Looking forward to seeing the attendance at the final as well, because it sounded like it sold out in minutes as well. So
yes. Yeah, we'll be coming to that, Adam. But you're right. It's going to be a cracker on Saturday with that one. But there's Danny South got the winning goal in the 69th minute. Now, I don't know if any of you guys saw there was a YouTube of the Hallam Thackley match, and in the first half, I mean, Thackley, they created some chances, but didn't take them. Did any of you guys see the YouTube Hallam Thackley?
I haven't seen that one, no.
Not yet, no.
Yeah, Thackley, they created some chances, and but I think Hallam was attacking the slope in the second half. I think it was running down the slope. So, but 1-0, it's a good result of that. So it's going to be, if we go on to Saturday, then we'll preview the Saturday one while we have it. Then, so now Hallam at home to Beverley, and as Adam had just said, I think it's a 1,400 sellout. Is that right, Adam?
I believe so. Yeah, well, like the tickets literally couldn't have gone really any quicker. To be fair, it's but absolutely flown out. It's two well-supported sides as well, because Beverley are definitely one of the higher teams for attendance in the league. So, battle of two attendance giants.
Yeah. So then, Adam, I'll ask you, who do you fancy that one? Hallam versus Beverley. Who do you fancy for that?
I can't really see past Hallam, to be honest with you. It's going to be interesting because I think it was 7-0. Hallam beat them in the league. So Beverley will be after revenge for that as well. But I can't see past Hallam. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Hallam win.
Yeah. Right. What do you think, Si, Hallam, Beverley? Who's your money on?
Yeah, I think the same. I'd love to see Beverley do it, because I think it'd be a great little story, like the rise. Obviously, I think is it their third season in NCEL? I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they've been through sort of so if they went up and up, it'd be a great little story for them. Is it a little bit too soon? Is it one step too far? Hallam have been really good this season, haven't they? But it's that lottery of a final, isn't it? Could be anyone on the day.
Yeah, it is.
Hallam favourites, though.
Yeah, and as Adam said, I think the tickets sold out quite quickly on the Sunday, and in fact, I think, because you've got to remember, as somebody was saying on their Hallam's X, it's all volunteers doing all this on the computers and selling tickets. It's not paid staff, and it crashed. I think their site crashed because there was that many people going on in an hour. So they've done well as Hallam, done well to organise that. And I think Beverley, I think I've heard it on the radio that they're taking 3 buses on Saturday as well, so they'll be well supported as well. I'm going to go with you guys on that slope, on that pitch in Hallam. Yeah, it'd be a close contest. Does this go to extra time, or does this go straight to penalties? Do we know?
I think it's straight to penalties.
I think they go straight to penalties. Yeah.
Right. Well, I would edge to Hallam. It's going to be close though. Beverley could do it, but I think with Hallam being at home, you have to think it could be Hallam. But Saturday, we'll see on Saturday, won't we? What should be a good ground.
Now we've all said that it's going to be 5-0 to Beverley, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I know Hallam beat Beverley 7-0, but I can't see in the league. I can't see it's going to be anything like that on Saturday, because both teams will be up for it. And see, we don't know, that could have been just a freak score. Somebody could have been off injured or in that game. I can't remember, but it could just have been a freak score, couldn't it? But who knows? Right. Well, Jordan hasn't surfaced yet.
He has. We're going back.
I'm here.
He's there.
Oh, you're there. Oh,
I'm here. I've gone back to the old trusty iPhone rather than the new laptop. So it's modern technology for you, eh?
Well, we was going to start on Division 1, but when you disappeared, we just done the playoffs.
I could hear every word, Bob. I just couldn't speak.
Right then. Well, take 2 then. Take 2. It was a big match on Saturday for the Division 1 games. Horbury was, before the kick-off, was 1 point in front. And there was Maltby, which is always a tough place to go, Muglet Lane. So over to you, Jordan.
I'll just go back a step and just give you my thoughts on the semi-finals, because I could hear what you were saying.
Yes, please do. Yeah, please do.
I did tip Beverley as well on the podcast last week. So very well done to Beverley. I'm hoping Beverley do it. Because as I alluded to, it'd be a great story. We've got quite a close relationship with Beverley. But it would be nice to keep the away day going if they lose next year. Obviously, with us playing in Step 5 now, it'd be nice if Hallam got the win so we could obviously have the trip to Beverley in the season. But that being said, we've never played at Hallam either, so it's kind of a win-win for us. Obviously, Hallam are a well-backed club, so I imagine 600-700 supporters will be there for when we play them at their place, which would be a good test for Horbury as well. So either way, I'm happy with the winner of either team in that one. Right then, we'll go on to the most important thing of the podcast, I think, this week. What a day! If there were any nerves before kick-off after 20 minutes, I don't think there were any nerves. Joe Jagger doing what Joe Jagger's done for many a year in the NCEL is pop up when it matters and score big goals. 35-yard out free kick. They didn't bother putting a wall in there. He just stepped up, smashed it off the post, off the bar, and into the back of the net. So that kick-started the great day for us. We did go 2 up after 16 minutes through Abdul Asamoah, although initially the linesman did flag for offside. The referee then consulted the linesman and rightly give the goal. It looked as, I think the linesman thought that it'd come off a Horbury man direct from the free kick. But on the replay, it looked as if the goalkeeper just spilled it and it just got tapped in by Abdul. And then within a minute, we were 3-0 up through Captain Luke Playford. Good play down the right, starting with Joe Jagger, and he's played Luke through and he smashed it home. And then if there weren't any nerves after 17 minutes, there might have been a little bit of nerves after 20. James Travis pulled down Ash Flynn as he was about to shoot, probably score. It was an open net. Rightly so, got the red card. Ash Flynn stepped up and Paul Haygreen, our keeper, made a beautiful save to keep it at 3-0. And then after 41 minutes, Horbury got a fourth, thanks to Maltby's centre-half, Bradley Morton, who, with no one around him from a free kick, just seemed to head it straight into the back of the net, which was great stuff for us. And then Ash Flynn pulled one back after 43 minutes to make it 4-1 at half-time, and that's how it stayed. The game in the second half kind of died out. Horbury, even with 10 men, just comfortably got players behind the ball, restricted any chances. And then, the full-time whistle went pandemonium. And if I do say so myself, as I've been a volunteer and stuff at Horbury, I think it's very well deserved for the club after being top of the league for 8 months. And I think it's only since game week 5 that we actually weren't top. And even then, we've been no lower than third. So, great achievement for the club. And an exciting new era now in step 5.
Absolutely, yeah. What was this? I bet there was some good celebration on Saturday night, wasn't there?
Oh, there were some fantastic celebrations, yeah.
Did you go back to Horbury Clubhouse? Horbury?
Yeah, we went up to the top at Horbury. They put on some beers for us, some shots. Just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that attended. The attendance were 282, and I'm pretty sure there were 200 plus Horbury there. It was absolutely mad. We got a coach there. Originally, we were just going to get on a supporters coach and let the lads make their own way there. But we jumped on the coach on the way there were supporters, and then on the way back there was plenty of songs, plenty of drinks on the coach back, a bit of karaoke. So everyone was in great spirits, and then it carried on into the early hours of the morning, and quite a few sore heads on Sunday, but probably the best hangover they've ever had, I would say.
Well, it's things like this. It's a reward for as you say, for the supporters and the volunteers, because all volunteers at the clubs work hard. So it's a good reward for them as well, and your sponsors as well.
Absolutely, yeah. We must thank our sponsors. We don't have endless pots of money. Quite a lot of stuff is self-funded from the manager, who's also the co-chairman, and he works tirelessly putting his own money into the club. So we thank Darren for that. Without him, probably none of this would be possible. But volunteers done an absolutely fantastic job over the season. Sponsors, as I say, without their input, we can't continue to build facilities at the ground. Obviously, putting in loads of money for the new stands. But we're ready for step 5, and I think it's unconfirmed, but we've got an FA Cup spot as well, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, well, I was going to say to you, did you realise that when you're at step 5, you can play in the FA Cup?
Yeah, I think originally Matt said that because there'd been so many teams that had applied, I think we were going to miss out. But because a few teams that got relegated applied, obviously a spot kept available. So the lads are absolutely chuffed with that.
Yeah, and we're one of them, because we apply, because we always do. I think you have to apply quite a few weeks ago, but now we've gone to step 6. We won't be to play in the Vars, so you might pick our spot up. We've
got you to thank then, Bob. Nice one.
Yeah. Well, if you do, you can thank me later. Yeah. So because Horbury's never played in the FA Cup, have you? I'm right in saying you've never played the FA Cup.
No, I never played in the FA Cup. It was only this year. No, I think last year we played you in the Vars. I think that was our first ever game. We played Gould in the Vars, and you beat us 4-1. Yeah.
Good. Thanks for that.
Probably the last time you won, Bob.
That's below the belt. I'm hurt now. I'm never going to recover from that. So, mate. Let's move on quickly. Right, let's move on quickly then. So there's some other games. People are fighting for the playoffs, but Wakefield was at home to Brig. How did that go, Si?
First of all, I'm going to say congratulations, Holbrig, for the title and promotion. I'm not ashamed to say that. I think a deserved position, as Jordan said. You led the table for most of the season, and as always, the team at the top deserves the title, and sure you'll go well in the next division as well. Hoping we can maybe step up there as well, but now we've got the lottery of the playoffs to look forward to. We'll finish the season off with a 2-1 win at home to Brig. So it's nice to round off with a win and hopefully take a bit of confidence into Saturday's playoff. First goal was they scored first actually when it was a cracking strike as well from Ben Vasquez, who scored for them. There was a throw-in on the left-hand side and he was unmarked. And he had all the time to let the ball come across him and rifle a shot right into the top right-hand corner from distance. So it was a cracking shot. Was that a really good goal for Brig? We equalised through a penalty. Anthony Dwyer took that for us. It was initially saved and then he managed to score from the rebound to redeem the initial misplay. I want to say miss because it was on target, but obviously it was saved. And then we got the win early in the second half. Curtis Morrison floating in a corner, direct from the corner. Nice little weapon that he's got that. To give us a 2-1 win. So yeah, it's and you know it's good to get a win, as I say. And now we look ahead to the playoffs and the trials and tribulations that they bring along with them.
Yeah, we'll come on to the playoffs a bit further down the line. Does Adam want to say anything about Horbury's championship before we move on with results?
Yeah, just well done. Like I said, we've been at the top for, well, like everyone said, since pretty much the start of the season. So, you know, at the end of the day, very, very well deserved. I was going to try and get down, but I was bedbound Friday with a sickness bug. So I just managed to scrape my centre Rovers, but unfortunately, I didn't manage to get down to Maltby. But it looked like, to be fair, I'd have been cutting it fine, so I'd have missed pretty much all the action within the first 20 minutes. So, yeah, well deserved. And I'm sure they'll do really well at Step 5 next season as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll move on to the rest of the results. And Woolwell will finish second, won 4-1 at home to Athersley. Good crowd there, 431. Ilkley was also in the playoffs. They lost 1-0 at Louth. Durning District had a good win at home, 5-2 against South Leeds. Then moving into the rest of the results, Clubthorne, a good win at 1-0 at home to Swathenest. Nostell lost at home 3-1 to Harrogate. Good win for Selby, 3-2 against Glasshoughton, and a good crowd there, 351. So a good crowd at Selby for that match. Shelley, 3-2 winners at home to Dronfield. Worsborough and Amthorpe played out a 2-2 draw. And then Yorkshire Amateurs and Appleby Frodingham one goal apiece. So if we look at the final tables, good reading for Horbury, and there'll be a smile on Jordan's face. Got to played 42 and got 95 points. Second, Woolwell 42, 94 points. Third, Wakefield 42, 91 points. Durning District 42, 84. And Ilkley 42 and 76. So
just before you carry on as well, I've just noticed as well, Horbury hit 100 goals as well. So just looking at the table, so.
Oh, yeah, we needed 4 goals in that last game. I did know that before kick-off, but with everything that were going on, I completely forgot about that, and it was Maltby that kindly reminded me on X that we got 100 goals. So yeah, only 2 teams in that division got 100 goals, and we also considered the least as well. So happy days.
Really good. And
another little shout out there as well. That going back to, we mentioned last week how Louth and Ilkley, obviously it was the longest trip of the season. That's 117 miles each way, and Ilkley did all that way over there and then came out without a win. So that's got to be one of the longest journeys to come back without a point. That's got to be good.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be. So, yeah, definitely. But we're looking forward to the playoffs this week. But just finishing on the bottom, I'll just look at the bottom. It was Yorkshire Amateurs 42-16, Appleby Frodingham 42-30, Dronfield 42-32. So them 3 are in the relegation spots. And then it was Nostell 41-36. There's still an outstanding game to be played. Whether that's going to be played or not, I don't know. I think the NCEL site made waiting for the FA to rule on that, so we're to wait on that. Right then, so moving on to Saturday then. We've got 2 semi-final playoff in Division 1, and I'll look at the first one, it's Wakefield, home to Durning District. I presume you'll be going, Si?
Definitely, yeah. And It's going to be a tough one, is that one? We've played them twice this season and they have beaten us both times. We did have the one game where we were in front, which was abandoned, but that doesn't count, so it means nothing. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, the two results we've had have been defeats, so let's hope for this is the third time lucky, effectively. And yeah, it's also the third time we've been in the playoff semi-finals as well, and we've lost the previous two. So yeah, I'm hoping that we kind of turn that tide, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I don't want to worry, but I was looking at the stats before I come on to today. Durham District, you're not going to like this, are top of the Division 1 form at the moment. The last 6 games have got 18 points. They've won. They're on a good winning streak, aren't they? Did you know that? Oh, right.
I didn't know that was an actual stat, but I knew they were in good form. Yeah, and they looked a very good side when we played them only like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think, wasn't it? When we went to their place. So yeah, well, hopefully we'll just have to see if we can get plenty of noise from our fans with it being the home game and maybe be the 12th man with that one. See how we go on the day.
Yeah, it's gonna be a close one. That I won't ask Si and Jordan to think who's going to win because we don't want to upset you. Then go on to the second match. Woolwell at home to Ilkley. Now I know Woolwell finished second, but Ilkley, I think Ilkley will give them a good game when they go to Woolwell. So they've had some good. I know they lost on Saturday going to Louth, but they've had some good results this year, Ilkley. What do you think?
Some really good football recently. When we played them, they played really well. They're very good football inside Ilkley, but Woolwell are as well. You know, they gave us a good battle recently when we played them as well. So yeah, that's one that could go either way. To be fair, man, I suppose they all could really, couldn't they?
I think I've just seen as well Ilkley's captain's out for the rest of the season as well, and he's like their deep line midfielder who kind of controls the game quite a lot. So it's going to be tough without him, but they're still a good team. So be interesting to see how.
Yeah, who would you go for that on Woolwell Ilkley and Adam?
I'm going Woolwell, but I think Ilkley. I think it'll be tight. I think probably only like a goal in it, but I'm going to go for Woolwell.
And what do you think, Jordan? Have you got a view on Woolwell Ilkley?
I've got a view on them both, to be honest.
We'll stay away from it. We don't upset side.
I don't mind. Look, it's all face. We're all here, having fun talking football, so it don't bother me. It is what it is.
We don't want to upset our fellow podcasters, do we? Really?
Well, I'll quickly just say I think Durn's going to win. Then we'll move on to Woolwell Ilkley. Ilkley, yeah, I think they're probably one of the best footballing sides in the division, to be honest. With them playing at home on the 4G, that's how the type of football that they play. So no matter what surface they play on, they always want to play it out. So I think if they can stop the threat of set pieces from Woolwell, I do think they're a better football inside than Woolwell. So if they can do that, I think Ilkley have got a huge chance. And I do, just moving on to the other game, I do think Durn are the best side that we've played this season, to be honest. Although we have taken 4 points off them, I do think they are the best side that we've come across, and we've been, I won't say fortunate to get the 4 points, but we've definitely worked hard for those 4. But yeah, it could go anywhere in either of the fixtures. It's a lot of age, you say.
Yeah. So it's been two close games, I think. 2 close games. Just going back to Horbury, I was going to ask you, how long your current manager's been at Horbury then?
Have you got this information from listening on BBC Radio Leeds, Bob?
Well, I did notice. I did him say one of the guys he used to live in Hawaii. So the commentator said he's gone from Hawaii to Horbury.
Yeah,
that's a bit of a move, isn't it?
That's our head coach, Matthew Mazalski. Yeah, he studied football over in America, moved to Hawaii, met his now wife, and his wife's obviously American, but he's come back. He's actually the son of our chairman, Joe Mazalski, so that's probably why he came back. But yeah, moving on to Darren, he's managed over 600 senior games, and I think he's only in his late 30s, I think he said. I don't want to disrespect him if he listens to this and say he's older than what he actually is. But yeah, he's been around at Horbury for 14 years now, 9 years as first team manager. He'd just like to say that he's never missed a game in those 9 years. He's never missed one of those games. But yeah, his heart and soul is in this club, and he deserves it as much as anyone. So yeah, well done, Darren.
But it's good to hear, because I listened to this. It was on West Yorkshire Sport, wasn't it? We were talking to the managers. It's good to hear. To hear about what goes on at non-league clubs as well. Even if you're not a Horbury fan, it's just good to hear how you get there, what goes on behind the scenes. Which it was a good listen. So if anyone wants to listen to it, it's on this West. Is it West Yorkshire Sport?
Yeah, I think if anyone gets the opportunity to go on there, it's obviously a chance to showcase your story, and not just on a selfish point from Horby yesterday, it's putting our divisions on the map. Because the guy that interviewed us, James Deaton, he's a Fackley fan, so he's been to a couple of Fackley games, so he knows a little bit about our division and stuff. But quite a lot of people don't know about it, so it's obviously boosted the profile of the league as well as boosting the profile of Horbury as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's all about. This is why we do the podcast, try and boost the league as well, give it a good profile. Yeah. Right, and just moving on then. Did you see, guys, that Shelley have resigned from the league? What bearing that will have on the ups and downs as well? Have you seen that Shelley resigned, guys? Si, did you see that, Si? That Shelley resigned?
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, is that really? Obviously, you don't want to see any team sort of leaving the league, especially at this sort of level. So hopefully it's for the right reasons for them. Obviously, I don't know the reasoning behind it and what have you. But yeah, I did see when it was announced, there's been a lot of discussion as to whether that means that there is a reprieve for a team from Division 1 or whether it's an extra space from someone coming up. So I suppose at the end of the day, that's down to the FA to decide, isn't it?
Yeah, whoever's going to have to decide that's got us a bit of a headache, I think, really.
I'd imagine they'll probably reprieve. I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I think what will probably happen is Shelley will kind of take the bottom position in Division 1. Obviously not in the table, but like in terms like the teams going down, and then that'll push like Yorkshire Amateur, Appleby, and Dronfield up a place. So that's what I'd imagine. Whether that's what happens or not, I don't know. But
I hope that's the case. Dronfield have obviously been in this division quite a few years, and it's quite well known that not a single person gets a penny at that club. They're all volunteers, even the players, they play for nothing. But I think it might be a little kick up the bum if they do keep their status in the division, and hopefully they can get someone on board to try and at least be able to pay a little bit of money to attract better players, or they might find themselves in the same situation again next year.
It's a shame they've actually got a nice setup there as well. I do like Dronfield. It's a nice place to go to for an away match.
Yeah.
So, well, I was just going to move on to see what, because it's getting towards the business end. Who's could come into the Northern Counties Premier from the Northern Premier League East Division. So this will interest you, Jordan. So looking at the bottom 4 teams at the moment, well, Sheffield, Sherwood Colley, and Liversedge have been relegated. So, and then I did notice Brighouse were fifth bottom, and I was looking today, and they've had 3 points deducted, so they've fallen into the relegation spot now. So the 3 definitely been confirmed, but then Brighouse, because when you think about it, Liversedge and Sheffield, there's two going to go up, but if Brighouse was to come down, that'd be 3 sort of could come into our league, couldn't they? So it's a bit of
they're talking about Sheffield FC going into the United Counties because they're based in Derbyshire.
Oh, right.
Probably the same with Sherwood, Collar as well.
Same with Heywood.
I have heard that they're trying to extend the Premier. But yeah, even from a Horbury basis, obviously Brighouse is close by, as is Liversedge. So that's 2 rival local derbies for us. And Ossett, albeit they won at the weekend, I think they beat North Ferriby. I think there's only like 2 or 3 points separating 5 or 6 teams in that division coming into the last 3 games. So it's quite well that Ossett might be one of them.
Yeah, I was going to say that because Ossett's got 44 points, Ashington 44, but Bridlington they're on presently 43, so they're only 1 point off the relegation spots. So 3 vital games to come in for that league, you know. And then we'll have a look and see who's might come up from the into step 6 from the feeder leagues. And I'm looking at the Premier League. Is it the Abacus Central Midlands League, Premier Division North? I see Doncaster City of 29.82 and Dinnington Town 28.76. I think Doncaster. I think they've won the title. Do you know anything? Do you know if they won the title, Adam?
Pretty much. Not mathematically, but it's all but done. So yeah, that'll be coming up to the NCEL next season. We are now.
Yeah. I think maybe they've got 3 games to play, so I think maybe just need a point on Saturday.
A point will do it. A point will do it.
Yeah, I'm just reading my notes. Yeah, they go to Woodhouse Colts on Saturday. So if they get a point there, no, where it works up. So they need a point on Saturday. So yeah, and then the Premier League Division South, the Abacus Central Midlands South, South Normanton played 72 points. Melbourne Dominoes 27.61. So it looks like South Normanton are going to come up there. I think they actually have won the league. So
it wouldn't surprise me if they end up in the United Counties, just because I think that's like Nottinghamshire down there.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And then I think the West Yorkshire League. I think that's a feeder league. It's Littletown, played 50 points. Beeston St Anthony, 22.50 points. Oxenhope Recreation, 24.45 points. So out of that teams, it looks like Littletown and Beeston are leading it at the moment. So I don't know what if they would come into our league.
Not sure any of them have applied from the West Yorkshire, Bob, to be honest. I think there's a team in the Yorkshire Amateur League Supreme called UFCA. I think they've applied for it. And if I'm not mistaken, Crowell Colts. Don't know what division they play in.
Yeah, I've got that somewhere. Yeah, that's on next to my list.
Lincolnshire Premier League.
Yeah, I've got them next to my list. They're playing the Lincolnshire League, and it's Nettleham 24 games, 60 points, and Crewell Colts 58 points. Now Crewell are away at Ruston Sports FC, and if they win on Saturday, because there is only 13 teams in the league, so they play 24 games. They win away on Saturday, they would win the league. So I presume Crewell have applied. We don't know. They might apply, but you've got to get the ground graded and everything, and that's not easy.
I think Crowell I think they've passed theirs. I think I saw.
All right. So
yeah.
Right. So that would be good for us for Gould. That would be a bit of a derby because they're coming to our Division 1s, you know. That's probably our shortest trip. I think it's only about 8 miles away, Crewell, so not far at all, really. So that would be interesting. And then when I look at, I'm looking at the, what is it, the Humber Premier League division. There, we've got South Cave, played 71 points. School Coach Amateurs 29.60 points. So I think South Cave, well, they have won the league. I have the non-league paper, and it says they have won the league. So they should.
I can say they definitely won't be coming up. They haven't. The ground doesn't have a stadium. It's just literally a park pitch. They definitely won't be coming up.
Yeah. See, when I see all these things, what sort of ground is it? You know, what facilities they've got or haven't got? Because you've got to meet a strict itinerary, you know, to get past the FA Cup ground grading, haven't you, really?
Yeah, there's no stands at all at South Cave. It's just a fenced off. It's a roped off pitch.
Right.
There's a bit of some talk as well that Route 1 Rovers about moving sideways from the northwest counties into the northeast.
I'll tell you, I wouldn't want this job trying to sort all these end of the season, trying to sort out whoever's got to play.
it for this edition. If you've got any news for the podcast or you'd like to appear on the podcast, please email ncelpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.